Have you ever felt disconnected and struggled with negative body image? Well, you're not alone. Many women face insecurities that impact their self esteem. Today, I want to share a wonderful resource that's perfect for busy moms looking to take charge of their body image and well being. The 10-minute, 28-day positive body image workbook for women by Faye June. This workbook explores how our menstrual cycle is closely tied to changes in your body, mood, and self perception. Unfortunately, this vital connection is often overlooked. Faye June takes a unique approach to help us reshape our body image from the fundamental level through daily self care and menstrual cycle awareness. Imagine dedicating just 10 minutes a day to nurturing self love and harmony. This workbook provides easy daily activities to help you embrace your unique journey, empowering you at every step. And don't worry about time because each exercise fits in seamlessly into your busy schedule. And there's more. Along with the workbook, you will receive fabulous bonus content, an ebook with worksheets and meal plan strategies tailored to your cycle phases, and guided meditations to support your exercises, and inspirational wallpapers and printable cards to empower you daily. And for a limited time, you can now download a free copy of this book in exchange for an honest review. If you're interested in grabbing this incredible offer, just click on the link in the show notes to get your review copy. So, are you ready to transform your relationship with your body and embark on a self love journey? Then check out the 10-minute, 28-day positive body image workbook for women by Faye June on Amazon. Just click on the link in the show notes to get your copy now and start your journey towards empowerment and confidence today. Welcome to the Real Life Moms podcast. It is time to take a break from all our to-dos and carve out this time to focus on ourselves. I am Lisa Foster, your host, and today I'm here with another Lisa, which is so fun. Lisa Duffy. She is a fellow mom, founder, formulator of Magnolia Skin Essentials. And today we are discussing embracing aging as a superpower. So hi, Lisa. Welcome to the show.
Lisa, thank you so much for having me on this wonderful podcast.
I love our topic today because I think aging, I think we think of it a lot of is like this time period where we're declining, like we're declining until we get to the end, right? But that doesn't necessarily have to be so. And I think with that, there's a lot of fear. So I love that you consider it a superpower. So I'd love for you to talk a little bit about that, aging as a superpower.
Well, it is something that I am very excited about because I think that as we age, women, but especially moms, there's this tendency to let a voice dictate who we are, how we feel, and whether or not we find ourselves valuable. And if you are a mother with young children in particular, you always put your children first. And so many things about yourself fall by the wayside. And it's even easier to have negative speak in your head. I think that the voice inside your head is very important. So let's even step back for a second in our 20s. And I'm definitely this person. I was looking at 30 like this big dead end. But what I have found, I'm now 61, and what I have found is in retrospect, what an amazing time every single decade is. It's just truly amazing. And there are a lot of people who don't have the luxury of living a long life for whatever the reasons are. They pass away before they have the opportunity to age. And so, I see aging as a luxury and something that can be very wonderful. And with that age comes so much experience, so many life lessons learned, and so many things that have value that are worth passing on to other people, whether it's your children or, like a podcast or a book or something. I think those are really great gifts that if we're afraid of getting older, we're going to miss out on. And so that's really where I'm coming from.
Love every single word of that. And it's so true. It's a privilege, right? Because not everyone gets to it. And for me, I think it was 40. 40 was like the Oh my God, right? Nobody wants to be 40. And it's funny because I love Friends, a huge fan. And I was watching one of their episodes and like how they're turning 40 and how they're like, why me? Right. And it's true, but I think it's because you think by a certain age, you also have to accomplish certain things,
Right.
right? And I think that's what
Right.
also puts the pressure on because it's like if I haven't done those things, I feel a little bit like a failure. So it's like I'm trying to make sure I accomplish the things by this age and that I didn't even create the list of things. It's just what's out in society.
Right. Exactly. And I think that you touching upon that is exactly what I mean by that self-talk, or that voice that we have in our voice that sort of dictates how we think and what we do. There are so many ways you can be accomplished in life that don't require a degree or a certain level of money in bank account. And it's not to say that those things are wrong or bad, because they are not. You know, everybody has a different life to live, right? Be your best you, and don't worry about what other people think, because life is such a gift, right? Just
Yeah.
live your best life.
It's funny because a story is coming into my mind. I went line dancing back in my, let's say, 20s. I don't remember. Maybe it was 30s, right? A few times. Loved it, but terrible at it. And my friend and I would go, and you know how everyone knows what they're doing? And they're
Yeah,
like, if you've ever been line dancing, everybody knows the steps, everybody knows what they're doing. So if you're new, you're like floundering everywhere. Well, that
yeah.
was me. But then the guy on the speaker goes, doesn't matter. Whatever way you're going is the right way. And it just stuck with me because it's so true. It's like I'm there. I'm showing up. Whatever move I choose to make, if I'm going left and everyone's going right, it's my right way, right? It's my
Yeah.
personal right way. And I think it's so true in as we progress in age and hit these different milestones, is like, yeah, live your life. But again, it's your life. So if everybody's going upstream, it's okay to go downstream. You go the direction that is right for you.
I think that everyone has this innate sense of if they're going in the wrong direction. It's sort of built in. We know when we're not on the right track, and we don't need someone else to tell us that. I
Right.
think pretty much most of the time. So yeah, listen to yourself and do the best you can. I've talked before about living your best life, or just really feeling good that you lived a good life. And living a good life doesn't mean that you lived a perfect life, because who does that? Nobody. It just means doing the best you can with what you are given.
Now, how do we get over the fear? Because there's a lot of fear around aging as well. Like the other day, I saw something and it said something, if you're in your 50s, you have about 26 years left. And you're like, oh my God, well, that does not sound like many, right? And it just starts to like, what
Right.
do I want to do? It starts to freak you out. So, how do you get around the fear?
That's a great question. I think I would liken it to similar to when, let's say, I have a daughter who's in college and she's struggling with a certain class. And we were on the phone and she was apologizing for not doing well. And I said, well, are you like skipping class? Are you not studying? If those are the things that you're doing, then yeah, you owe me an apology. And if not, if you are giving it the best that you can, that's what the best I can ask of you, is just do your best. And to me, it's sort of the same way with aging and that fear. If I'm not taking life seriously, let's say just some examples as far as skincare goes, because I have a skincare company. If you're laying out in the sun for hours on end, you might be a little apprehensive as getting older, because that is definitely going to have an effect. And I speak from experience because I'm a California native. I spent tons of time in the sun, and I felt I was invincible. I thought my skin would always look great, but I have issues from sun damage. So it's things like that. If you're wasting your time doing things that are not important, or doing things that adults don't do, then you might have a reason to be concerned about getting old, because, yeah, we all only have so much time. But if you are living your life, especially if you are raising a family, I think I wouldn't fear at all. I would look forward to aging because of those great things that you get, the wisdom to share because life is hard. And no matter what your state in life, life is hard.
Yeah.
And we go through some really difficult times. I unfortunately went through a divorce in my late 20s. I lost three children in miscarriage. And I was told by doctors that I would never have children. I would not be able to conceive. Yet today I have three beautiful, happy adult children. Those things came with age. And the stories and the wisdom that I can share because of those things come with age. I couldn't share those stories in my 20s. It's great to be in your 20s. It is a great decade. It's very carefree, but you don't have those things that you do that you get when you're older.
Yeah. I would not go back to my 20s if you paid me millions of dollars. Like, I love my 50s. I think it's my favorite decade yet. We'll see when
Yeah.
I get to 60, but it does, you're right. It gets better and better. And I think because, like you said, the wisdom of what you've gained, you start to really be able to know what's important and what's not, what's a waste of time. I'm not going to harp on that, or I don't, if society is saying something, but it doesn't match with my alignment, it doesn't bother me anymore. So I think learning along the way and then also, using what you've learned as you grow is also very important. But yeah, I'm loving 50. And what I'm hearing from you is really going back to the fear. It's almost like there is no fear when you've lived a life that you feel is full.
Yes, absolutely. I don't know if I could say it any better. I can't say that I haven't been fearful. The best that I can say is, in retrospect, I shouldn't have been fearful. That there really was nothing to fear because life is good. There's so many great things about life. I feel like if you're a person who can kind of push your way with determination through that struggle, whether it's money or relationship or whatever it is, just push your way through that struggle with hope, with determination, and you will come out the other side with a lot of strength, a lot of wisdom. You'll be a better person because of it.
Yeah. And sometimes when you're in those types of struggles, it's like that's all you can see, right? And that's when I think it's nice to get a wider lens of your life, right? Because whatever it is, relationship, money, whatever, it's like you're just stuck on that. But if you have a wider lens, you can really see all the other great things. Because you're right, life is good. There are so many good things, even if there's something that's difficult, even if there's something you're overcoming. But if you can widen your lens, you could probably see them and then you could say, oh, you know, I've got
Yes.
this. It's got me. You could trust it's going to work out.
Yes, absolutely. And it's also important, I think, to tap into the wisdom of people who are older than you. I still do. I mean, I'm very grateful my mother is still alive and a couple of my aunts. But, and then I have older friends, and it's just wonderful to hear their take on something I'm going through or run something past them and get their opinion. I really value that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely having people to talk to, hear their opinion, and just people that are older that have been through it can look back. Like me telling my 20-year-old self something would have been so helpful. I'll be honest, me now
Yeah.
versus then, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have sweat like all these silly things that really were not that important in the long run. Now, I do know that you own a skincare company, which you've mentioned. How do you feel like skincare actually plays a role in how we're feeling, our self-worth, our confidence?
Oh, thank you for asking that because this is a subject near and dear to my heart. To start out with a basic, just sort of science note, I mean, our skin is the largest organ in our body. It protects us and it breathes. It's obviously living, breathing. And so it's very important to take care of it and understand it. You don't have to have a degree in biology, but just to understand a little bit about how your skin works and what it's there for. But the condition of our skin does affect how we view ourselves. And I
Mhm.
think all women are probably prone to that. It's a natural thing. So definitely, if you have a good skincare routine that is at the very least simple, that's really important. You can indulge in 15 or 20 products and use them every day. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think a lot of women, especially as you get older, it kind of loses its attraction. You don't want to spend that kind of time in front of the mirror. You just want good skin. So, how can I get good skin done in a short amount of time and get on with my day? And so, yeah, I think that the better your skin is, the better you feel about yourself, because it's also your internal health. It's
Yeah.
not just exterior. You're going to feel better about yourself, and you're going to be happier. You're going to be um, better at what you do, whether it's mom or work. Or I was going to mention a saying that I had heard, and I forget exactly how it was said, but our our faces are our own, but they are for other people
Mhm.
as well. So we want to look beautiful, but we give our smiles to other people on the street or whom we work with. And so that's another reason to care about how you look. It's not all just vanity. Having a good sense of self-worth is part of that.
Yeah. When you feel better, it shows and your attitude changes. So yeah, I agree. Now you did mention there are simple tips, right? Because listen, we're busy moms here.
Yes.
Where some of us aren't even looking in the mirror, probably. So what is some easy things that moms should be doing with their skin so that it does continue to look good as we age?
I think that the very first very important step is cleansing. But I would like to point out that unless you have a lot of oil production, or maybe you're still struggling with acne, which if you are, don't feel bad because a lot of adults have acne. If you don't have super like massive oil production or acne, wash your face once a day. And my recommendation is at night, whether or not you wear makeup. Of course, if you wear makeup, it's going to take it off. But if you don't wear makeup, even, you've got all the environmental junk on your face. And there's dirt and everything. So it's a great time to wash your face. And then use a toner, because a toner is like mini exfoliation. If you take a toner that is not alcohol based and actually has some really nice ingredients in it, that's going to wipe away makeup that was missed when with the wash. It's going to wipe away some dead cells and debris that didn't come off with the wash. And there should be some soothing ingredients in it that will not make your face feel tight. Wash, sometimes you feel tight, and then use a toner. If there's alcohol in there, face is going to be really tight, you're going to be unhappy. It doesn't have to be that way. You can have some really good exfoliating action with a little refreshment and not the drying, and that's good. So cleanse, tone, and then moisturize. Just 3 steps. Find a moisturizer you like and stick with it. Because if you find a soap and a toner and a cleanser that really works well for your skin, don't change it. Be happy and enjoy good skin. I think that harsh cleansers are out there, so you want to avoid them. But in general, all it takes are those 3 steps.
Mm.
Again, if you are someone who likes a lot of things, by all means do it, especially if you're achieving really great results. But it's really what all it takes is just every day wash your face, use a toner, and use a moisturizer. I like to throw in once a week, use a real exfoliator, because we just all have a layer of dead skin cells and it needs to come off if we want to have a glow come through. But it doesn't have to be difficult, and
Mhm.
it doesn't have to be time consuming. It can, those three steps can bring you some really good skin.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm a very basic wash my face, put some moisturizer on and I'm done, right? Like I don't do very much, but it is a form of self-care that you're taking care of yourself to take care of your skin and really take the time to do it. I mean, I see my daughter, we FaceTime because she's at college, and oh my goodness, her routine, it's like 30 minutes, but you can tell how it makes her feel that she's
Yeah.
taking care of herself. And that's amazing. So it is a form of self-care when you do things as simple as wash your face, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Now, are there any misconceptions about skin and aging? Like as you get older, is there something that you hear sometimes and you're like, oh my God, that is so not true? As you get older, skin does blank.
Yes, there are so many, but I think some of the ones that come to mind, first of all, our pores. People say do this when you've just washed your face with warm water because your pores are open and etc. Or use ice to close your pores. I've heard that a lot of times. And your pores don't actually open and close. They don't have tiny little muscles that are opening and contracting them. They're just your pores. They just stay that way. Unless they're clogged, then your pore is going to look large and they're not going to be healthy. So you would need to take steps to do that, but pores don't open and close. I think that there's a rumor going around recently that natural oils will act as sunscreen.
Hmm.
So, in particular, carrot seed oil, red raspberry oil, forget the other one, but those two oils are promoted by companies right now, and they're smaller companies, but they're doing business promoting the fact that you can use that as a natural sunscreen. And I really want to caution against that because there have been several studies done on those oils, and any SPF value they provide is negligible, really, in the grand scheme of things. They're not, you can't put them on and go out there and be protected from the sun. One that I heard, and my goal is not to knock companies or drag them through the mud at all, but there are some mistruths out there and myths. And one of these is saying that water attracts water and lotion is mostly water, which is true. And so when you apply lotion or moisturizer, that water is drawing the moisture out of your skin and it's evaporating into the air. And that is very untrue. So, um, a, a cream or a lotion is always, it has always been the same since the creation of lotions and creams. Water is a construct of lotion. It can't be lotion without water. Can't be a cream without water. So it has to be in there. It's not a bad thing. What is true is water does attract water, but it's not drawing it out of your skin. That would take a lot. And then it evaporating. It's helping to moisturize, but also most lotions have an emollient or a humectant or some sort of occlusive ingredient that locks the moisture in. It has those things, those components in there to help your skin. So there's another company that's advertising 9 years of wrinkles gone in 9 days. Just be astute, astute and aware. They always say if it sounds too good to be true, then it probably is. So skincare is important to women, and it's not just functional. We love the femininity of it or the way it makes us feel. It's all great stuff. So just be careful because some people will sell you a story
Mhm.
in order to get you to buy, and that story may not be 100% true.
Yeah. Okay, so here's a question. Can you get rid
Hmm.
of wrinkles? Could you, I mean, like naturally, not like get surgery or something like that. Like, can you actually get rid of wrinkles?
Great question. And I had done my own research, but I was recently speaking with a plastic surgeon, and I asked him what was his answer. And he basically concurred with me, which is that once a wrinkle has formed, it's deep in the
Mm,
layers. And so without surgery or Botox or something like that, yeah, it pretty much cannot be reversed. It can be hidden, it can be relaxed. And that's why if you look on pretty much any advertising for skincare, like a moisturizer or a serum or something, it will talk about helps to reduce fine lines.
mm.
They can't come out and say you'll be wrinkle free
Yeah.
because you can't.
In 9 days.
Right, in 9 days. In 9 days. But a lot of people like plastic surgery. They like the way they look. I think that there are a lot of really good plastic surgeons out there. If that's your lane, go for it. If you want natural ways, I think that trying to get dramatic results from a bottle will take time. You will be able to see some real results, but it takes time. It's not like Botox. It's not like an injection where you immediately see that go away.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, there are a lot of really good products out there that will give you the results that you're looking for. They won't remove your wrinkles, but they will give you those results if you're patient.
So they'll make
And
it
it's,
less, is what you're saying, like less,
yeah,
but not gone. Yeah, got it.
yes, yes. But if you don't mind my following that statement with, it's okay. Our wrinkles are hard earned, right, in life, and they make us who we
It's
are.
like snowflakes. No two of us are the same. We have our own wrinkles, our own stories. It's great. So,
Yeah.
what would you like moms to start doing today after listening to this podcast?
In thinking about my own career as a mother, for lack of a different way to say it, I think I would suggest that they don't compare themselves to other people. Just be the best mom or be the best woman that you can be and love that.
Mhm.
You know, that's important. If you're being the best you can be, no one can ask anything more. And so love your children, love your job, love the people around you. And that's very, very important. I spent a lot of time, unfortunately, as a younger mother, concerned with what the neighbors thought, what my friends thought, etc. Of course, you want to be concerned with what your husband thinks, but beyond that, just be the best person you can be. And then don't fear aging. If you can avoid it, I encourage you to do so because sitting here at 61 and looking back, especially my 50s were such a great decade. I think there are so many great things about life and about getting older. And then one thing that I didn't mention that I'll mention now is just, when your children are adults, wow, that is just a very different stage of life. And it's really kind of a trip, and because you get to see the people that they become and their interests and their goals and who they bring into their lives, and everything is very full. Hearts are full and houses are full, and it's just a really neat time, and there's nothing to fear about that. I just think it's great.
Yeah, I love that. Now, where can the listeners find you and tell us what you have to offer?
Thank you for that. My skincare line is Magnolia Skin Essentials, and it's a clean skincare line. And the star ingredient is magnolia extract. And magnolia extract is a super antioxidant, it's an anti inflammatory, and an antibacterial. So it works on so many issues. If you've got rosacea, if you are just have sensitive skin, if you have aging skin. A doctor told me once, he put it in a great way to look at it. He said a human body is like a burning cigarette, because if you think about it, when you light the ash, it's young. You're a young person. But as we age and the ash burns and gets longer, that's oxidization. And that's what aging is we're oxidizing. And so antioxidants are the remedy for that. So I say that because Magnolia extract is a wonderful super antioxidant. It's just packed with all of that. So good for your skin. And so my website is magnoliaskinessentials.com. And if you sign up, you can get an instant $10 credit. But I encourage anybody to take a look and see if those products are right for you. Before I trained as a cosmetic chemist, I author, speaker, and divorce recovery coach. Just in a nutshell, I had gone through a divorce against my will, but I went through one when I was 30. And as I mentioned, I had lost the children. So I had 7 years of real challenging life, issues. And after I remarried and had children, I just felt that I wanted to give back and wanted to help some other people who were struggling as much as I had. And so I have several books and they're available at lisaduffy.com. And I'm so grateful that I get to share that. Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming on the show today. This was so nice, and you shared so much of your wisdom. And I know as you age, you'll have even more wisdom to share with us, but it's been so nice, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Lisa. It's an honor. I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us for this episode. It was so lovely to talk to Lisa about aging and it being a superpower. I think she really gave some amazing, insightful tips. So we don't have to be fearful of aging. Each phase and each stage has its beauty to it. And remember, it is a privilege to age. If you want to connect with Lisa and take advantage of all she has to offer, just click on the link in the show notes. And until next week, keep carving out time for yourself and keep putting yourself on top of your to-do list.